All right. Well, what do you want to do here, dude? Do you want to do a segment, or do you want to knock out this other interview, or what do you want to do?
I'm good with either one. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about your appearance on the Rockin Metal Revival.
Okay, we can do that.
You were the fill-in guest. or the go-to guest because they couldn't get the one that they wanted.
That's right. Veronica from Benedictine flaked on them, so they went to their backup plan. Me.
Right. Well, can you tell the story about what they had to go through where our friend, Veronica was concerned as far as wanting to, do something for the new record, and they were basically told no?
Yeah, well, they were trying to get an interview set up, and
well, how did they?
Through the publicist.
Okay, so they were trying to go through normal channels,
right? And of course, they got shut down, which I do not get. And I said this to Red. Red called me, and when he asked me if I could help him get Veronica, I don't understand why Rockin Metal Revival has, and they have this problem a lot where they get fucked for guests.
You can get a Jeff Tate on a Blog Talk radio show, but you can't get a Veronica on a show that these guys have, put literally years into this show and actually have a good show.
And that's exactly what I said to Red. I went with how could you have interviewed David Ellefson a fucking month ago and not be able to get shut down for Veronica? And that's no slam on Veronica. But Veronica does not have the history or the legacy of David Ellefson.
True.
Not by a long shot.
No.
Ellefson, in the metal world, Ellefson's one of the top 15 guests you could possibly get.
Sure. I mean, he's in one of the legacy metal bands of all time.
Yeah. I mean, as far as heavy metal goes, would you say that Megadeth is a top 5 interview?
Absolutely. It's Megadeth, Metallica, Pantera,
right?
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
It's right up there.
It's right there. Maybe Anthrax, but even Anthrax is a step up.
Yeah, Anthrax. I mean, Anthrax, long-term band, but do they match a Megadeth? No, they come 5 or 6 rungs below a Megadeth.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, it's like they can get Ellefson, but can't get a baby band. Right. And that's what Benedictine is. It's a baby band.
Well, I mean, in the whole scheme of time,
yeah,
a 30-year history as opposed to a 7-year history.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense. I was stunned when he was having a problem getting this, but he reached out to me and asked if I could, help facilitate. So I did. I, texted Veronica and we got it set up for him.
How many times, and this is a little in the context of things, how many times over the years, and this has happened to me many times actually, do people come to you say, hey, I'm having trouble making a contact here, and I know you know these people. Could you do this for me? Because this stupid publicist or record label or whomever it is, they won't let me get a hold of this guy or girl or whomever.
I would say legitimate number, at least twice a month, every month for the past 10 years.
And then you just go around them and say, hey, I'll call them personally and say, hey, my friend over here who has a show, could you be on their show? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Well, here's where it's always different, though. When we do it that way, then they don't look bad to that publicist.
Right.
And everybody, and I'm not slamming Red, but Red's one of them, and and all the shows pretty much. They're so worried about these fucking publicists. They're so worried about, oh man, I don't want to cross him up. If he said no, then I better not. I better just earn my. Shut up. You know what? It is not 1988 anymore, and the honor of speaking to Stephen Piercy is not what it once was.
Right.
It's not a big deal. The truth is if Stephen was at a bar drinking and you showed up with an iPhone and said, hey, Stephen, can I do an interview with you? He will walk outside and do it.
Exactly.
And so will Dokken, and so will all of these guys.
Oh, I threw a phone in Bobby Blotzer's face, and he just jumped on there with you.
Dude, I'm saying every single one of these bands will do that.
Sure, absolutely.
All of them. I'm even the big ones. The Metallicas. How many times I have seen so many interviews lately of Metallica being interviewed on iPhones.
Right.
You know, it's a different world, man. These guys are not, you know, these publicists do not have the clout that they once did. It's not like the old days where if you pissed off a publicist, you were blackballed.
Right.
Hell, we've pissed off the bands and we're not blackballed.
Oh, easily.
You know, I mean, I interviewed Doro. Did I do that this year?
No, last year.
Last year. And that's after having a fucking meeting where I was like the Antichrist.
Right.
So it's all relative now, and people are afraid to cross people, and you know, maybe we're just not afraid of it because we really don't give a fuck if we do interviews.
Well, I mean, if you look at our Spreaker numbers,
yeah, the interviews are always the lowest.
The interviews get the lowest. I mean, did you see that segment we did 2 weeks ago with that's almost 1,000 listens. 1,000
listens to that one, and that's just me. You fucking. Was that about me? My dating affairs?
No, we were talking about women. Yeah, well, we were talking about women, and well, speaking of the V chimed in and was just like, "Aw."
The one chick that got mad because I didn't fucking cry about her loss.
Exactly, because you didn't say, "Oh, you lost your credit card and your driver's license." Oh, $60. Oh.
Right. Oh boy. Yeah, no, it's true. People, they don't want to hear the interviews, really.
They don't. They well, I'd rather listen to hear what you guys are going to say.
Yeah. And that's cool. You know, I mean, we do the truth be told, we do the interviews to throw them out there to brave words and blabbermouth and, you know, hopefully bring more people to the show.
Right. And speaking of bringing people to the show, and we tout Spreaker all the time, you know, we're up over like 2,200, almost 2,300 followers.
Are we? Nice.
And we're at almost 169,000 downloads.
Is that it?
Is that all?
Oh. Well, and the numbers are just going to get bigger. As I told you earlier this week, and I'm proud to announce it, we've officially struck our deal with Spotify.
Right.
I had the meeting this week on Tuesday with my new best friend Sandy over there at Spotify, and we talked through how we're going to do it and what we're going to do, and provided I can get all the audio together, which I should be able to do, the very first quote-unquote album is going to be released before the end of the year on Spotify in their comedy section.
Nice. And
they've also promised that the week that our first one goes online, we're going to be on the fucking front page of Spotify.
It's Psycho Post, man. God damn, they should rename it the CMS Spreaker.
Well, we're trying. We're trying to get it there.
I love the Spreaker, man. I love it. I listened to Spreaker today. I listened to Rockin Metal Revival on Spreaker today.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, the one thing that I like about the Spreaker is that it is so easy. It's easy to listen to, but I'm going to be honest. The one thing I don't like about Spreaker, and we're a long way from this still, but when we get all filled up on our space finally, it is going to be a monumental bitch to delete stuff.
Well, I guess we'll just have to buy more.
How much more are we going to buy?
I don't know.
The unlimited?
I guess.
It's about where we're at.
Yeah.
I think that's the only package left.
I think.
But, dude, I mean, we're a long way from that. But I mean, you haven't probably played with the back end of it at all. But you can only see 10 things at a time.
Uh-huh.
So by the time we're full up, it's going to be like 3,000. And I'm going to have to keep hitting more and more to get all the way to the end to delete one and then do it again for the next one.
Aww.
Aww. It's going to be a pain in the ass. But by that point, I'm going to have to reach out to them and say, hey, just delete our fucking oldest 50 or whatever.
Right. Well, I'm still impressed that just like, you know, one of our goofy segments is like 1,000 listens.
Oh, I know.
It's like, really?
It's definitely cool. I like it, man. I love the Spreaker, man. I am a big advocate of Spreaker, and now it's my goal to get us #1 there. And somehow I think the Spotify thing is gonna drive some traffic our way.
Sure.
That's just my take, but
right. All right. Well, speaking of the Spreaker, I pulled down this from the Spreaker.
Okay.
Rockin Metal Revival, and again, this is not meant to blow our own horn, but you and I have had this conversation a couple of times that our good friend Ron Keel and our good friends over there at Maximum Threshold and Rockin Metal Revival, they all are on the Spreaker.
Yeah.
And they don't do anywhere near the numbers we do.
And we do pretty big.
It's like,
numbers.
Why is that?
Well, they all ask. Like I'm doing.
I ask the same question.
Well, I can tell everybody, and I tell them as honestly as I can. I'm not doing anything that you're not. I upload my shit. That's it. We upload it. We do talk about it. I don't know. Maybe they don't talk about it.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know why we get so many downloads. I'm thrilled, that the show's popular. But there's no magic. There's no magic marketing. I put the shit up and
there it is.
Advertise it on Facebook.
Yeah,
hey, it's out there. Go
right.
Listen to it.
Right. Well, I do. I kind of watch the numbers and see what other people are doing, and again, I'm not trying to blow our own horn, but I'm actually shocked and surprised at times when I look at that and go, "Holy shit! Look at that!"
I know the one that always shocks me is Keel.
Yeah, especially since he's on so many outlets.
He's on a bunch of outlets, and he's he's a nationally known guy, and he does what 1/100th of what we do.
Yeah,
and that's not beating him up. I love Ron. I think Ron is great people, man, and one of the nicest cats I know. But I don't know why, and I enjoy his show too. It's different than what we do, but I don't know. Look at everybody in there because you have a better show.
Well, that's very kind. Believe me, I appreciate that.
Thanks. I think.
Well, I was telling you I was playing the Spreaker for somebody this week for the first time, and they just laughed and laughed and laughed. They thought it was hysterical.
What were they listening to?
The Shoe. No, the Shoe.
The Shoe.
Yeah,
That's right,
the Shoe Chronicles.
The Shoe. Well, the Shoe liked the Shoe Chronicles.
That's what you said. He said he emailed you and said he laughed his ass off.
Yeah, he said it was funny. Let me find out. I can tell you real quick exactly what he said. Let me just get to the page. And where's Miles the Shoe? Now I got a bunch of fucking messages. Hold on. Might take a minute longer than I thought because I got a bunch of messages about that. About the whatchamacallit, the interview that we just did with David. Where is the Shoe? What the hell? Now I don't see Miles anywhere. Can I search this shit? Oh, yeah, I can. All right, let's go with Miles. There he is. Shoe Chronicles. He says, Chris, I was sent the Shoe Chronicles by 3 different people a few days ago. I can't lie, I laughed my ass off during a lot of it. I thought it was a pretty funny one. I'd definitely like to come on and talk to you guys sometime. I think it'd be fun. Miles.
Nice.
So there you go. Miles is all in.
Well, as long as Kimmy allows it, it's cool with me.
Oh, I might have to call ahead and get some certain rules established with Kimmy first, like we did with young Mikey before.
Right. Hey, Kimmy, your son is only, 13, so we just want to make sure if this is going to pass muster with you.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to offend you again.
Sure.
Again.
Nice. All right. Well, getting back to the Rockin Metal Revival.
Sure.
You took the place of the lovely, voluptuous Veronica from Benedictum because it was sick this week.
I did. Now, yeah, let me set this up just a little bit because you'll find this funny. Literally, they called me. I was in the parking lot getting ready to go to the bank, and they called me and said, "Do you want to be on our show?" And I'm always up for that. And I was like, Well, why? You know, what? And they're like, hey, you can talk about your book. I was like, all right, that's fine. Whatever. That's all good. And so they were like, okay. And I was like, oh, you mean now? And they're like, well, we could do it in a half hour if you want. I was like, no, it's fine. I'll do it. It's fine. But we did it completely off the cuff. I had no idea that I was going to be doing an interview at all. And it just happened literally that fast. We were going.
Okay. All right. Well, look at Psycho Postman. Sick. She was just fucking pissed on how you slammed on her Obey promo. Well, that had nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
I mean, for her to appear on Rockin Metal Revival.
We just made the call.
So, all right. Well, here's the guys on Rockin Metal Revival, Red and Jerry, who last week, our good friend Eric Braverman said they sounded like they were food specialists.
Right.
I'll just have a hot dog and a bratwurst from Red and Jerry's.
Right.
Nice.
Braverman.
Yeah, I listened to that segment twice this week.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man.
Yeah, he is. All right, well, here it is. Here's Rockin Metal Revival from their latest episode 69.
Episode 69. How tasty.
Yep.
Coming up in a few moments, we're going to talk to our buddy Chris Aiken from the Classic Metal Show. Dude, if you think back when we started this, who did we go to when we wanted to know how to do an internet radio show?
Chris Aiken.
Yeah.
Whenever we have
Neeley. Whenever we have an issue with our website or...
Well, he fucking built it. He better fucking...
But I mean, you know what? For all the bullshit and all the shit we talk about him, he's helped us out.
No, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
We've had...
wow, look at all the praise. Look at all the praise.
I am a great guy, man.
You are a great guy.
I'm fucking great.
Praise.
As it should be.
Just wait till you read my book intro.
Oh, I can't wait.
Praise. Nothing but praise.
I'm all for praise, man.
Some great times. And, I mean, we bust his balls about
but they need to be busted.
Nelson Ledges, but...
Yeah, I mean, that was actually a good time.
Yeah.
We did have...
Isn't that funny? They still reference Nelson Ledges. That was, 2007? 2008? What was that, like 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Can you believe how long ago that was 6 years ago?
It really doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
It was, though.
I know it was, but it just doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but I still think that was a fun time.
It was.
I mean, we were tired at the end of it, but Jesus.
And we did a milestone. We did it wirelessly.
Yeah, we did. We did a wireless broadcast.
We did a wireless broadcast across a compound.
And people have no idea what that was about. I mean, that was Neeley had to climb up on the fucking top of a
building.
Shed. And set up a router on top of the shed so we could barely get enough signal to do the broadcast.
And it worked.
It worked, but barely. Boy, all we needed was a gust of wind or rain, and we were done.
Right.
But no, it just all lucked out.
Sure.
A lot of fun.
Yes, if somebody's going to bust his balls, it's going to be us.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate them letting us on the Classic Metal Show radio network and the CMS fans, some of them who do listen to this show.
Yeah,
both of them, I think.
I think 3 of them. I've heard there were 3, but that's just rumors. That's rumors.
I mean, they're numbers.
All right, which 3 of you in the chat room listen to Rockin Metal Revival?
It's clearly not Diamond Ryan, who says Maximum Threshold is better than Red and Jerry. Oh, Reseda is one.
Okay.
There's one.
Sure. All right, which 3 of you listen to Rockin Metal Revival?
I'm one. I listen.
Sure, I listened to it today.
That's 3. Me, you, and Reseda Country Club.
Right.
That's the 3.
Nice.
Yeah, their numbers are up. Yeah, because they are, following our great example of
internet radio stupidity. But Chris has wrote a book. It's about...
Have you wrote a book?
I wrote one. I righted it.
Yeah. Chris has written a book.
I wrote it. A book?
Chris has wrote a book.
I righted it.
Did you do it in crayon?
Yeah. Marker. I write it in marker.
Nice.
The last year and a half of his
it's
life.
About a lot of pages.
Yeah. And he went through some personal shit, and he put it down on paper, and it's some stuff that I know that you and I both went through. You know, I mean, some of it. You know, the divorce part.
This isn't about his penis surgery, is it?
No.
Oh, it's not.
Because neither one of us went through that.
No.
I mean, we don't.
No, wouldn't want to.
No.
I can imagine better things to do.
Can you?
Not really.
Not really, no. All right, so...
Did Red go through a divorce, too?
I was unaware of that.
I don't know if he's talking, like, currently, but at some point in his life?
Maybe. I don't know.
I thought he was like a minister, ordained minister or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Reverend Red.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly have no idea if he did or not. I know Jerry did.
Oh, I know that, yeah. I think T's been through 2.
Well, Jerry's last story was quite the story. We need to have him on the show one night to talk that story. Holy shit.
You need to write your own book there, Jerry.
Yeah, no kidding. He could.
Mr. Scary Rockin Metal Revival is unprecedented.
Jerry could write a book called Baked Alaska, How I Stayed Stoned Next to a Stone Cold Bitch.
Right.
Boy, that last one he was married to. Oof.
Yikes.
One on my list.
All right. Coming up, we will talk to Chris Aiken, and here's a band that he introduced us to. This is American Dog.
Not in person or anything,
but
he did like turn us on to him.
And got him on our show. This is Sometimes You Eat the Pussy.
Yeah?
That is the name of this song.
Really?
Or sometimes the pussy.
Is that what he's talking about? You were talking about that a lot last night.
What's that?
Eating the pussy. And it wasn't about kitties. It wasn't about felines, you know.
What are you?
I recorded it all, man. Okay. I'm going to blackmail you later.
I don't give a shit. So, I ain't like I got anything.
Yeah.
All right, so here's some American Dog, Chris Aiken, coming up next on Rockin Metal Revival.
It's not like I got anything.
Not like I got anything.
Wow. Where are those two wild and crazy guys hanging out?
I like that they're starting to be dirtier.
Yeah, they are. They're loosening up just a bit.
I like it. It only took them 70 episodes.
Oh, that's funny, though. You were talking about it last night.
Yeah.
I'm going to blackmail you.
Right.
So what's he going to do? I'm gonna turn this into your wife or what?
Sounds like it.
Wow.
She's going to be mad.
You're all crazy and stuff.
Yeah. How dare you talk about eating my pussy? Nobody thinks you do that.
Right.
I always wonder that, dude. Do people, people that get offended when you talk about shit, about, sex and whatnot, do they think that people don't realize that you're fucking and that, you're is gobbling your dick and licking your balls and
really?
Shit? I mean, honestly. Dude, anybody that's married, any married person, do you really believe that other people don't think that your wife fucking in the middle of the night will fucking lick your fucking taint?
Well...
Or your balls, or suck your cock, or fucking gobble a load. Know that that's what she does.
I think what it boils down to is that in general, many women are very uptight about that whole thing.
Why?
Well, I don't know the answer, but they're very uptight about it, and they don't want to come off as sounding as if they actually enjoy it.
But you know what they come off as? Stupid liars when they pretend that they don't.
Right.
They come off as fucking ridiculous lying idiots. Because we know that part of your job is to suck our dick.
Part of your job?
It's part of their job.
Nice.
If you're dating a chick seriously, like you're in a serious relationship, not 2 or 3 dates, but you're 6-8 months into a relationship, part of your job is to drain my balls once a week. Minimum. If not 2-3 times. That's the truth.
Right.
And part of my job back is to fucking keep paying you through a roof and through food and through, cable and buying you shit.
It's the trade-off.
That is the trade-off. There's no I have sex with you because I love you. Fuck you. It's a fucking purchase. It's always a purchase. I'm paying for this, so you're paying with your mouth.
Right.
You know, I'm paying for that, so spread your legs a little wider.
Right.
That's fucking how it works. Who doesn't know this?
I don't think it's an argument or a misunderstanding, or it's not that people don't know this. It's just that quote unquote proper society chooses not to discuss it in public.
Yeah, well, they want to pretend. They want to live this fucking dumb, fake lifestyle that they saw on fucking Leave It to Beaver in the 50s, with dude in his sweater fucking waving to the kids goodbye as they cross out the white picket fence with the dog barking in the yard. Shut up. Admit it. You're a cocksucker. That's what you are. You were born with a pussy, so you're a cocksucker.
Oh, boy.
That's your job. That's part of your job. It is. Tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know that I would personally term it as a job.
You don't think that if you're in a serious relationship, that's part of the gig?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's not a job. It's either mutual or it's not.
Of course it's mutual. When you go to your... Dude, you work a job that you pretty much hate. Fair?
Yep.
Is it a mutual decision between you and that guy that you get to go back there on Monday?
No.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. They've agreed to let you come back, and you're agreeing to go.
Right.
Doesn't mean you have to like it.
No, don't have to.
But it is your job.
Well, that is a job.
Okay, and so is sucking a dick for these women. They don't have to like it, but they have to do it.
But you assume they don't like it.
It doesn't matter if they do or they don't. They have to do it. It's part of the gig.
Oh, they have to do it.
Yes.
So are you basically saying that if two people are in a relationship and they choose, or she chooses that maybe that's not where she wants to be, that it's over?
Okay, I'm going to answer your question with a question. Would you date a 700-pound woman?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not attracted to that.
Okay, so part of the criteria of a relationship with you is that a woman cannot weigh 700 pounds.
Correct.
Okay, well, part of the criteria for me is that a woman has to suck my dick. That is her job.
So basically, you're not talking about everyone. You're talking about Chris Aiken here.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Well, but you see, you were generalizing it into, well, this is what every guy believes and thinks.
I'm going to tell you that it is almost a universal job requirement.
A job requirement.
I'm going to say it's at least 80-20 a job requirement. To date successfully, for women to date men successfully, 80% of the guys expect blowjobs.
Expectation and reality is two different things.
We'll dump a chick, and part of the reason will be if she's not sucking his dick. We'll fire her from her job for not doing her job.
Right.
Yes, it absolutely is a requirement.
For you.
For most.
For most.
For most. You want to go there? Let's go there. You going to keep a chick around that will not blow you?
Well, it's happened.
Okay, and where is she now? Not with you.
Well, it wasn't because of that.
But it was a consideration.
I don't even think it was even a consideration. It was other things that led to it.
Come on. If she was giving you great blowjobs, you might have been willing to learn to lean the other way from the other shit.
I don't necessarily know that that's true.
You don't necessarily know it's not either, do you?
I don't know about that.
It's a requirement, man. It's it's like air. If you're going to breathe it, you're going to breathe it, or you're going to breathe it, or you're going to die. Same here.
Right.
You're going to fucking breathe my cock in, or you're going to die on the vine.
Right. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Moving on with our show number 69 theme, there is Sometimes You Eat the Pussy from American Dog. And, Jerry, speaking of American Dog, the guy that introduced us to that band is none other than Chris Aiken.
That's true.
And we are proud to have him on the phone with us today.
I'm not proud.
You
Come
are.
on, really?
Dude, look at all the pictures of him you have in here. It's like a...
It's a fucking... I know, it's a memorial to him.
It kind of is, yeah. The candles are weird. But,
I know.
Yeah.
It's hard to get those nude pictures.
Wow.
Wow.
Jerry wants nude pictures of you in his shrine.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's kind of the impression I got.
You think Jerry sucks at the good dick?
I don't even want to think about it. Don't even want to think about it.
But hey, he's got that book coming out.
Yeah.
I heard it got a lot of pictures in it.
If you're looking for the nude pictures, just ask any one of the ladies that I've been eating the pussy on for the last year and a half.
No,
Are you taking nude pictures with your chicks now, Chris?
I have, yeah.
Really? Really?
Dude, I am a fucking perv, man.
Really?
I keep that phone charged at all times.
Well, now, are you saying you take pictures of the girls, or are you taking pictures with them, both of you nude?
Maybe some video of them blowing me or whatever. Fucking, or, yeah. Keepsakes.
Okay.
Need that stuff, man. Especially when I'm in times of not having a girlfriend.
Sure.
I need memories.
Right.
Welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you guys been?
Good. It's good, man. We're getting through another year, and we've had a great year of music and a lot of fun with the show. And but some big news for you personally, and for the CMS going on right now.
Yeah, man. There's all kinds of shit going on, as they say. I'll start with the CMS. We have officially agreed to a deal with Spotify to start uploading either 3 or 4 times a year new content that's going to be listed in there in like the comedy section on Spotify. So, as far as the show goes, it's just a huge, deal for us as far as, getting more attention to the show and getting more people to hear the bullshit that we do. So, as you can imagine, we are very excited about that.
Do you think that now that you're closing for us, that could have had something to do with it?
Yeah.
Good question. We're closing for them.
Wait till you hear my answer.
We're the closers.
We're the closers. Wait till you hear my answer.
Right.
I think that's what it is. It's kind of like when we started closing for you guys. We were like the local band that they stick on so that the national doesn't have to stay till 2 in the morning.
Exactly.
But now it's sort of transferred over to where there's 2 headliners, so it's like a co-headlining bill, right?
Yeah. That's the way we look at it.
You're being awful nice today, Chris.
Yeah. Are you on your meds?
So now we're co-headliners.
We're co-headliners.
All right.
What, did you expect me to say, yeah, you guys suck?
No. You guys have blazed the trail for us.
That's right, they have. I'm glad they let us close.
Right.
You guys, I don't give a shit how many people listen to Rockin Metal Revival. I do. It entertains me, and anybody that's not listening can go fuck themselves because they're missing good shit.
Wow.
Go listen to Mark and John.
Wow, there you go.
Nice.
Hey, actually today, somebody who you are familiar with was supposed to be with us, but she had the flu, Veronica Freeman.
Well, just think, man, if you were going to get the flu, if me or you or Jerry was to get the flu,
Yeah.
It'll pass through our system in, 2-3 days, whatever?
Yeah.
But just think of all the extra space that Veronica has to store up that flu.
Oh,
that shit might stay with her for, 6-7 months.
Especially a chest cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets a chest cold. It's like a fucking hurricane hits the Philippines.
Yeah.
I don't think they got that reference.
They didn't get it.
They didn't get it. They didn't realize that the Philippines got obliterated by a hurricane.
Like you said to me earlier today, too soon?
Too soon? and they don't even react.
Wasn't that this week?
It happened this week. 10,000 or more dead.
Oops. Haven't been that vile since what? New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans.
Well, I talked about good citizens floating down the street.
Yeah, we're boycotting the CMS.
That was one of the funniest things ever. When the whole chat room said they were going to boycott us.
They were going to boycott the show because of your insensitive comments about the Katrina disaster.
And they demanded that I apologize, and I went right on the air and said, "Go fuck yourselves. I don't care if you listen or not.
Right.
Go away."
And they never went away.
No, of course not.
Isn't it funny that Mark and John always seems the benchmark for bad radio or audio or podcasts?
Seems about right to me.
Every time there's something about bad audio or bad radio, Mark and John is like the benchmark.
Well, they are the benchmark for bad radio. It's zero talent and less fucking audio technology to go with that bad talent.
Exactly.
They're terrible.
So funny.
Yeah.
Hey, you think I want to know, do they have any posters? Do you know if they got any posters for Veronica? Because we want to we want to get our blood health up, you know, blood pressure,
heart health,
health.
So what is Jerry saying? He wants a poster so he can spank it to Veronica?
Well, they did a bit like a month ago about some news story that came out that said that guys looking at chicks' tits is fucking.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to make you feel better. Yeah,
it makes you healthier, so that's why he wants a Veronica poster.
Gotcha. All right,
we're gonna put a poster up in here.
Or do you think Neely's got any pictures on his phone?
Yeah, Neely's probably got some pictures that can blow up.
I've seen some of the pictures that Neely has on his phone, and believe me, just seeing the pictures, my heart is healthy.
Oh, nice. Man, he's got to forward me one.
Hey, now, why am I the liaison between Veronica and everybody else?
Because everybody suspects that you fucked her.
Okay.
That's the common thought.
Yeah, I wonder where they got that thought.
Oh, they made their own assumptions.
Yeah, sure they did.
They did.
Okay.
I have never confirmed or denied what you did or didn't do.
I think you more or less exacerbated that thought.
I was not there. I don't know. I don't know at all that she stayed at your house and you didn't bang her.
Right.
Or that you did bang her.
Right.
I have no idea.
Sure.
How would I know? I was 500 miles away.
Exactly.
She sent me photos. You know, on the show like about a week or so ago. I called her out when I knew she was listening, and whoop, there comes the photo. I think, all right.
Nice.
I like being friends with her. Oh. Certainly cooler to be friends with her than, I don't know, Sheldon Tarsher or whoever.
Oh, exactly.
Hey, yeah, his nude pictures aren't that.
Yeah, those nude pictures of him doing fucking Tai Chi or whatever, not so appealing to me.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be something more that MOL would be into.
Yeah, well, MOL does like the dick. There's no doubt about that.
Wow. Calling out MOL on Rockin Metal Revival. I don't think even MOL's a fan over there. Holy smokes.
Then I guess he won't hear. Oh, I guess he heard it here.
Wow.
Neeley drove her meat bus through her fleshy mountains. I think he meant his.
Yeah.
Your meat bus?
My meat bus.
Wow, through her flesh mountains. How about that? I guess MOL just now heard that comment. Really?
We had a great idea the other day. We were sitting here, you know, Jerry was medically enhanced.
Oh, I'm always medically enhanced. Nothing wrong with that.
And we were thinking, now you...
Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Helen Kill, what the fuck does Jerry need a fucking Veronica poster for? Does his dick even work?
God damn.
Wow. Wow.
In and out, damn.
Wow. That's called a drive-by.
Wow.
That was a drive-by. Jeez.
Ooh. It's good to see that the love has been restored between those two.
Exactly.
I forgot those two had a war.
Yeah, I got to bring Bob Nalbandian in on this.
Yeah, fix it.
You're familiar with the movie Pulp Fiction, right?
I am, most certainly.
Okay, now does Benedictum have a video for Obey yet?
Not yet. They just have a wretched press kit that's out there.
Because we got the idea. We got it.
Okay.
Do you remember the basement scene
in Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
In Pulp Fiction with the ball in the mouth and
ball gag.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Neeley in the ball gag with Veronica standing over him singing that song.
Yeah.
You will obey my fucking words.
Yeah.
And you in the background with your book.
Yeah, there you go.
You know?
My, what a visual.
Yeah, how about that, dude?
These guys put too much thought into this.
Have you been approached about the ball gag appearance for you?
No, I have not.
Not yet?
Not yet.
And Veronica might steal this idea.
Not
Are
yet.
you willing to do that?
I think she's got a German who might be willing to do that. I'm not sure.
No, he's willing to gas you if you try and do it. I'm just saying, are you willing to do it?
We'll see if Pete's up for that.
All right, he might be.
Sure.
Never know.
You never know.
Beat Veronica's ass with my book.
There you go. Nice shameless plug. And there, too. Fucking A, dude. Fucking brilliant, man. We're going to start a marketing agency here.
Yeah,
Yeah, there it is.
that was our big question for her today. Was we thought that would be a great video.
Yeah, but
Well,
we will give it to her.
Who knows if she'll even acknowledge it? I know Neeley refuses to acknowledge that anything happened, so I guess I'll have to trust him on that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't believe him for a fucking second, but
Yeah.
you know.
Wow. Yeah, I wonder where people get that idea, Chris.
See, I said I'll have to believe you. What are you reading more into this than it was?
Mr. Scary, Smell the Glove. Classic Spinal Tap reference.
Are you saying that I somehow misled people?
I think you may have, conjured up that thought.
Why?
You may have implanted that thought subliminally in people's heads.
I said I have to believe you. That is what I said.
That is what you said.
So there you go. They're reading more into it than they should.
Right. And they seem very excited about the prospect.
Yeah, apparently they're more excited about you banging Veronica than you were.
I suppose so.
Yeah, because allegedly you didn't.
This totally hot, fucking semi-famous chick stayed at my house, but nothing happened. We just drank wine and laughed a lot. Sure.
Yeah, but if it was Don Dokken, he'd be telling everybody.
Wow.
Damn.
Everybody's busting on me, man.
Well, you see, I took your side once again.
See what
I painted the picture of what happened and said, sure, I believe that you didn't do anything.
Right. See what jealousy does for people.
I guess.
There'd probably be more to tell.
Jeez.
And what kind of a comment was that?
I was trying to say you probably would have done some, recording or something, worked on a new tune.
Oh, okay.
What are you assuming? I said.
I'm not assuming anything.
I was talking about writing new material for the next Dokken record, and you
Sure.
could participate.
Right.
You didn't get that from that?
No.
Oh, you must be the only one. I'm sure the fans got that.
Apparently.
Poor Neely's getting rammed.
Yeah, he's really, I can just hear our next episode on the CMS. Hey, buddy, coming up, we've got the top 20 countdown for 2013, and we're looking over this list, and you know what? In normal years, we're like digging out shit.
Winger. We don't have a Winger on our list this year.
Yeah,
What
for the
fuck?
first time, we don't have a Winger CD or a Warrant remake. I mean, there's enough music on here
There's
to
some good shit out there.
Yeah, it's been a really good year this year. That's why. I mean, last year I don't even remember if we did a top 20. I honestly don't remember. Did we?
I don't know. We didn't. We did a top 10 because it was so shitty. We couldn't.
Yeah, I don't think we did one last year because there was nothing to choose from. This year, I mean, I put my list together already, and when I first went through, there's like a Wikipedia page with everything that's been released in metal. And I looked at the thing, and I started jotting down notes, and when I was done just going through it once, I had like 47 records that I loved. Wow. And I was like, fuck, nice. This is a great year. So, it's really strong this year, and I'm certain that our collective top 20 countdown is it's gonna A, kick ass, but it'll also be full of, it'll have 60 really, really great songs. So, can't beat that. That's more than we've played all year, so...
Now, is the Chastain being released this year, or is that going to go into next year's column?
I don't know. Would that make your top 20?
Well, if I have a choice, it's one of the selections I might pick in the top 20.
Let's see.
But I don't know where it stands because I don't know what the release date is.
Where's the discography? 2014.
Okay, so I can't include it this year.
That stays out.
That's why it's not on my list.
Yep.
I have it, but I didn't put it on the list because I didn't think it was released this year.
You didn't send me your list, did you?
I have it sitting right here on a pad right in front of me.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I didn't get it, so.
I will share some of it with you.
What, on the air?
Oh, I could share some of it with you.
All right. Share like 2.
Just 2?
How many do you want to share?
I'll give you 5.
Okay.
Ghost?
Ghost?
Yeah, Ghost.
You?
Yeah.
The band Ghost.
The band Ghost.
Is on your top 20.
It is.
No shit.
Yep.
Had no idea that you even knew who they were.
Airborne?
Okay, that's a good record.
Master Plan?
I didn't listen to it.
Crash Diet?
That's a good record.
And I'll give you one more. We'll go with something we played here on the show, Death Angel.
Okay, that's a good record too.
All right, so those are a few.
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm looking up mine right now because I don't remember what I wrote.
The reason I haven't sent it to you because I didn't put it in order yet.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we still have time. I need it by next week.
Well, I'll have it to you either tomorrow or later tonight.
I'm looking for my list right now. What's that thing called? Best of?
Oh, the spreadsheet?
Yeah. Best. There it is. CMS. Where'd it go? Best of 2013. Here, I'll give some of mine. You want the surprising ones or the ones?
Just give me 5. Give me 5 like I just gave you.
Scorpion Child.
Okay.
Halloween.
That's on my list.
Havoc.
That's not on my list.
Alice in Chains.
I really had to think about that one. It didn't make my list.
Really, I like that album. And UDO.
That's on my list.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep. So 3 or 4 of yours made my same list.
Oh, there we go. It's going to be one of those years again.
Yep.
That's good, though.
Lots of good stuff this year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, I sold a book while we've been doing the show. Thank you. Nice. Thank you, John Darlis, who I know is a CMS fan.
Yeah, he's an old school guy.
Thank you. That would be 6 today.
Nice.
I am a fucking 100-air.
Oh, speaking of books.
Yeah.
I was listening to satellite radio this week because I had a rental car.
Sure.
And I did listen to your pal Ron and Fez.
Okay.
And he did he does a show. What is it called? Is it called Unmasked?
Oh, Unmasked with where he does the interviews?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
With Artie Lang.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Artie Lang has a new book out called Crash and Burn.
Right.
You know what he got for a advance on a book?
What?
800,000.
Jesus.
800,000.
God damn.
I was just like 800,000.
Damn. I guess I did a poor job negotiating mine.
So he took the first 200,000 of that money, which you got in 4 installments.
Okay.
And just basically that's how he became Crash and Burn.
What? He took the I don't get
He
it.
was going to they had him okay, he wrote a book before.
Mm-hmm.
Called
Something Too Fat to Fish.
Too Fat to Fish.
Right.
Based on that book, he got an advance for $800,000 to write another book.
Okay.
They paid him in installments of $200,000 a piece.
Okay, like 4 quarters or whatever.
Yeah. So he took the $200,000 first check,
mm-hmm.
and that's what he basically he went out and just blew that, and became drug dependent and alcohol dependent and stuff. And he basically just fucked up his life.
Right.
He took all that money and just pissed it away.
Jesus.
And then when he finally got back clean or sober or to the point where he could think rationally again.
Yeah.
His manager said, well, the publisher is expecting a book.
Right.
So either you got to put out a book or you owe them that $200,000 back.
So he wrote a book.
Called Crash and Burn.
Damn.
800,000.
800,000. Yeah, look at Jacko One. How much did you get, Chris? Well, I turned back my book deal, thank you. I chose not to take it because they wouldn't let me do what I wanted to do, but I was offered 11,000.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
You can write a book. Here's 800,000.
Yeah, that's more than I'll make in the next 10 years.
I didn't realize that books still sold that well.
I mean, some of them do.
I know some of them do, but it's still amazing to me, especially, because I relate it to like CD sales and music sales.
But you know what? Books are not really bootlegged that much. Like even the digital, it's something about. And don't hold me to this because I haven't really explored the book thing as much as I probably should, being now that I'm fucking putting out a book. But it's not as easy to trade them. They all come with some sort of a coding watermark into them where like you can't open it unless your account is open and shit like that.
Kind of like what iTunes did.
Yeah, kind of. But I mean it's. And it's really like, how with music, you download it to your desktop or wherever you commonly put stuff.
Right.
It's not like that with books. It just sort of downloads and you don't really know where the file is.
Okay.
It's like I have that Glenn Hughes book and I want to send it to another computer and for the life of me, I can't find it to move it. But I can go back to Amazon and find it on there on another computer and then download it to another computer.
Right.
It's funky how it works. So, but books in general are just not bootlegged a whole lot. Now, audiobooks are bootlegged all the fucking time.
Right.
I see audiobooks out there online all the time.
Sure.
But not the other books.
Well, I'm glad to see there's still a market for it.
Yeah, well, me too. Believe me, me too.
Nice. All right, here we go.
Our goal is to beat Neeley with our list. Because isn't he usually the last guy in?
Oh, well, dude, if you just wait till the day before the show, you'll still be hearing. That fucking guy never turns his stuff in on time. But
what are you saying about me?
No, that's true. Come on now.
Hail and Kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and Kill. You mind if I comment on this book thing for a minute?
Please do.
Okay. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm a huge book guy. I'm a big reader. Always have been. And I look around at the books that are being, they're coming out and that are bestsellers. Of course, every book you see is always New York Times #1 bestseller puts out a pulse-pounding, page-turning thriller or whatever it is.
Sure.
And the books just seem like garbage. I mean, it's fucking cupcake shop mysteries and home improvement mysteries, and then the category that I like to call blog books. Somebody starts a Twitter feed, and all of a sudden they get 200,000 followers on fucking Twitter, and then somebody offers them a book deal to make a cartoon sketchbook out of it, and it's a fucking bestseller.
Okay,
how does this happen?
I don't know. I'm not reading that stuff.
I don't read it.
Well, neither do I, but I see them around. I mean,
well, you know what, Doghouse? Let me recommend one to you. It is definitely a page turner, and it is I gotta say, it is a CMS bestseller. Of course, I'm talking about my book.
I know nothing about your book.
On sale now, ChrisAikenBooks.com. Go buy it.
Oh, wow.
Might be able to get one of the limited edition autographed copies.
That's right, limited edition pre-sales on sale now.
I'd maybe take a look at it.
Well, you should.
I might go to the local bookstore and flip through a few pages, but I'll probably just put it right back.
Ironically, it's going to be in bookstores and libraries.
Libraries, too? Wow. School libraries?
I better not be in school libraries. Oh, my God. I didn't think of that. That's probably not good.
Is is it called? The World According to Chris Aiken?
It is called Little Victories, a tale of divorce, debauchery, and finding happiness.
Really?
344 compelling pages of my bullshit.
Is your name really Tony Robbins?
I've had a lot of people say that in the last year, my friend.
Really? When I think motivational speaker, no offense, the first name that jumps to mind is not Chris Aiken.
No, but ask Neeley. Outside of the world of the CMS, it is the first name in a lot of people's world.
Okay, well, fair enough. I don't read inspirational books.
That's not really inspirational. It talks a whole lot more about.
Angry.
It talks a whole lot more about me fucking falling into deep depression and drinking my way out of it.
Oh, well, okay, well. Swimming out of it in a sea of booze.
That's about it.
A sea of booze and using the twin beacons of Angel of Death tits.
You could see
that is your North Star.
You could see Chris floating on the sea of booze in his hollowed out potato skin.
That's right. Well, you're
really publishing this thing, right?
Say that again?
Oh, cool. Because
no. What did you say?
I said you're really publishing this thing, right?
Oh no, dude! It comes out January 13th.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely happening.
Are you self-publishing, or are you just you got?
I am self-publishing it. I had a deal. God, where were you last week? I had a book deal. I turned it back because they would not let me keep my title and they would not let me keep my cover. They said it was too dark and not friendly enough for the self-help place that they wanted in the stores.
Oh well, fuck them. You just got to promote the fuck out of it.
Well, I figure I got the CMS audience, so I'll promote it that way. And I don't care how many I sell. That's the real truth. Is I'd like to sell a bunch of them. Who writes a book and doesn't want to sell it? Everybody wants to sell it, but I got one. I already have one copy of it that's on my shelf, and I'm pretty much satisfied at this point. So,
Sweet. I do a little bit of scribbling myself, so I've always been a little bit interested in how to, get it out there.
It's actually not hard. It's fairly easy to self-publish, to be honest.
It's the gathering of the scribes.
Yeah, there it is. Boy, this has been quite the show. We're talking cancer and writing books and politics.
It's beer, chicks, and politics.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's exactly what it is.
It's Dirt Talk. Dirt Talk. Dirt Talk. Beer, chicks, and politics with your host, acclaimed author, J.S. Bannerman.
John, I think I need to change the oil in the silver spacecraft. John, would you change my oil, please? Well, sure, Mark. I'd be glad to change your oil. A little bit of a DJ Shadow cadence there.
Right.
Cadence.
Right.
All right, I'm going to commune with Mr. Tate.
All right, go commune.
Fuck you, pal.
There he goes. All right, getting back to Rockin Metal Revival.
When you're a fancy, important man like he is, the trivial things are not so important.
Exactly.
Well, I remember when we first started doing the top 20 countdown, there was us and Hairball John and you guys, and I think, who were the other guys that were involved with that?
The metal lessons guys.
Yeah, and and it was such a wide variety of music.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was that was a lot of fun, and that's why earlier this year I'm like, are we going to do this year? Because we all have such different tastes in music.
Well, I'm not sure. Did Dokken have a record out to beat the top of Neeley's list?
Was it with Broken Bones this year, or was that last year?
That was last year.
That was
last year.
I'm sure he listened to it enough this year to put it on the list.
Well, if they released a single, it'll be.
Nice. Yeah, the video came out in January. Put it on there.
Look at you busting me on Dokken. And you're the webmaster on that, though. You're gonna have to reconnect, dude. We lost you.
Am I?
Yep. Yeah, whenever you blow your mic out like that, you kill the connection.
Kill the whole signal.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm back now.
All right. So you always busted on me about the whole docking thing.
Of course, dude.
Of course.
Look, it's been 5 minutes. It's time to talk.
Right.
Let's go back and let's talk about your book. I mean, for one thing, seriously, dude.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you. I mean, it takes a lot to sit down and spill your feelings out on paper.
Well, you know, the book is going to be different. I know everybody that knows me as Chris Aiken Shock Jock guy is going to be surprised because it's basically a year and a half in the life of a divorce. You know, I've been pretty public about my divorce on the show, but I chose, for whatever reason, to just write what I was feeling as I was going through it. And, you know, I wrote for a year, and I finished the book, and, you know, it's kind of a nice way to close what was an ugly chapter between the divorce and the death of my dad and whatnot. Not exactly the best subject matter, not exactly a happy time book, but, you know, sometimes everybody has their own way of dealing with problem situations in their life, and for me, it's always been to kind of be public and talk about shit. So, you know, so I wrote this book, and it's definitely big. It's 342 pages of me talking about, you know, real world emotion, and not just the standard radio blah that I normally throw at people. So I think it's pretty good.
I know. Just you know, following your stuff on Facebook and talking to you off the air and stuff. I know that you've kind of reconnected with your family and some other things. I mean, so it's not all, you know, sad stuff.
No, not at all. I mean, it's not. And you know, I mean, honestly, what it's about, the primary focus to it, and I think a lot of people that do listen to the show, to the CMS, get this, is that I had to, when I first came into the divorce thing, I was still the same guy that you guys remember when you met me, this angry, bitter fuck. Mm-hmm. You know, and one of the...
Is that you, Chris? Angry, bitter fuck?
I used to be. I'm not as angry or bitter anymore.
That's because you're getting more tail these days than you did when you were married.
Well, there's that. That's for sure. And, I don't know. I'm not as angry as I used to be.
Sure.
Things I had to figure out once I officially split from my ex was, you know, I found myself monumentally alone. I had separated from friends. I hadn't spoken to my family in 12 years. And my one confidant that was always there left. So it was like, fuck, I'm either going to put a pistol in my mouth or fix some shit. So, you know, I did. I took the year and I fixed my attitude, and I'm a lot more happy than I've ever been in my life. And, you know, the book identifies it, the good and the bad. And, you know, there's some stuff in there that I think is going to shock a lot of people that think that I'm just someone that doesn't give a fuck about anything. So I'm real happy with it. I'm scared about it. I won't lie. I mean, it's definitely not super easy to put every raw emotion that you have out there for anybody and everybody to read, especially when you're a public figure. And, you know, not that I'm famous or anything, but I am a public figure. And, you know, me writing about, you know, being depressed and weeping and crying and, you know, all the bullshit that comes with a divorce is definitely not easy to put out there for public consumption. But, you know, is what it is, and it's something I've been saying a lot lately, that it is the most significant personal achievement of my life. So, you know, I'm real happy to have this book done and coming out January 13th.
Is there any...
Now, being that you had this book and that we've discussed things here on the show,
sure,
is there anything in the book about any certain person or persons that, if and when they read it, that you might think that they'll never correspond with you ever again?
Not really.
No?
I don't think so. You know, I mean, honestly, obviously the one concern was the ex, you know, and am I going to get sued? You know, but no, I mean, I really didn't write a whole lot about other people. And even with the ex, I didn't write about, in fact, I wrote none about, you know, the reasons that we split up and, you know, I left that stuff where it belonged, which was, the story. The book is about a year. Started the day she dumped me, ended 1 year later, exactly 365 days later. So no, I mean, I didn't really tell a whole lot of, I didn't tell any of the dating stories or whatnot. That's kind of for the CMS,
right?
It's a whole lot more about emotions and me, and working my way through. I mean, you remember, dude. I mean, people probably don't realize it, because we would come on the show and I would be fun and being silly or whatnot, but I was a fucking wreck for months.
Sure.
And the only good time that I had in my whole entire week, that's why, truthfully, this is some of the shit people probably don't realize, is some of those shows, like the Squirter show is a prime example. The reason that we did that show instead of doing a best of was because I was so fucking depressed at that point that there was no way was I going to give up the only 6 hours I looked forward to in a week.
Sure.
There was just no way I was going to do that.
Right.
So, but I wrote about, and there's a much tamer version of the Squirter story in the book, actually. That there is some tales of that.
Sure.
But, I don't think anybody's going to be too terribly upset. I mean, even the ex, I can't imagine that she's going to be upset, because let's face it, just because I have her fucking name in it, it makes me bad.
Right.
But, I mean, I don't think too many people. I think there's one part that I think is going to be surprising to somebody, but and obviously it's a chick, and she'll be a little surprised about how much more deep my feelings might have been for her than they should have been or turned out to be. But other than that, I don't think there's anybody that's going to be like offended or anything by anything in it. Not too much.
Well, I know, I have it in the back of my head what I kind of want to cover in my book when that gets to the point of starting to write the thing.
Yeah.
But I know just from some of the sample material that we've discussed here on the show that the subjects in question will no longer speak to me now.
Oh, but see, you and I are writing a different kind of book.
That is true. That is true.
You, as long as I've known you, have always been completely comfortable with who you are.
Right.
And my divorce pretty much, and my dad dying as well, that whole thing really made me aware of how much I wasn't comfortable with a lot of what I was. So my book was not about telling stories of the past. My book was literally about talking about transformation.
Right.
And changing your mental attitude and the way you fucking mentally feel. And, and so really I didn't tell a whole lot of stories about, people, about, I mostly talked about, well, this is what I was doing and this is how I fucking felt. Or if I did tell stories, it was like, all right. And then I came home and I was like, fuck, I'm still a fucking wreck. When is this going to end? That kind of shit.
Sure.
Different book. But
I agree. I mean, I get it. But my point is that, I've got a story to tell, which really is pretty extensive.
Sure.
But I know that it's going to alienate some people when they read it, or if they read it, and go, holy smoke, I can't believe you were going to tell that story because I'm involved.
Well, here's the real question, though, dude. How you write, I can only speak for myself. And, just like I just said in that interview, it is definitely hard to put it out there. It's, and even for you with yours, a different type of story totally, but it's still difficult to do if you're gonna be 100% honest,
right?
And you have to really evaluate. Do you want to be completely honest, or do you want to put out part of the story? Will you be satisfied with less?
No, I won't be satisfied with part of the story because the whole story makes sense. Part of a story leaves people guessing.
Right. Exactly. And that's a hard pill to swallow, because sometimes when you're writing about yourself, guess what? You have feelings about people and, thoughts about things that people did or whatnot that make them look like shit.
I suppose, but that isn't the intent.
No, it's not the intent, but it's the reality. I mean, I'll give one example from the book, and it's the one that I know is going to drive my ex crazy. is that when my dad died, you know, I had to call her to figure out what to do about the fucking service, because, you know, my kids were going to be at the service and whatnot. And so I called her, and she immediately was like, "Don't ask me to come to your dad's service." I was like, "Okay, you know, that's fine. You know, I'll be surrounded by friends and family and whatnot." And immediately she jumped to the, "Oh, that means she's going to be there, right?" And this was, you know, and the she's talking about Stephanie, you know, my friend Stephanie.
Sure.
Who, regardless of the fact that me and her weren't dating, aren't dating, haven't been dating ever, you know, the fact that all that was a truism, that was always her lightning rod person.
Right.
So, you know, and then, you know, we got into it, and finally I was like, "Look, just don't come to the fucking service," click. You know, and I fucking hung up, and that was it. And, you know, but I know writing that, you know, doesn't leave her in the best light, and I'm sure that's going to be the one fucking hot button where she's going to come and like, "How could you fucking print that?" You know, well, because it was true.
Well, that's the answer I gave to this person, is that regardless if it was you or anybody else that was involved, because it happened to me.
That's right. I mean, look,
this isn't about you. This is about me. Yeah. And just because you just happen to be that person that was involved doesn't mean I can't tell the story like it's proprietary or something.
Right. The only thing you have to be somewhat cognizant about is telling the story versus potential slander.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, and there's ways around that. And, you know, and I'll tell you my way, because I wrote it right in the first page of the book before anybody can go anywhere in the book. I wrote in it about, you know, everything that I write in this thing is my perception. It's not, I'm not claiming anything is factual. I'm not claiming anything as an absolute. Everything is how I perceived it the day I wrote the page.
Exactly.
And I might have a totally different opinion. And there are definitely things in the book that I have a totally different opinion on than I did when I wrote them, when I wrote the stuff. But I left it in because I was trying to write with raw emotion and letting the emotion be on the pages. And, you know, so I left stuff in that I don't necessarily agree with now. But, you know, that there's nothing slanderous about my opinions. There's never, no matter what. If I think so, if I say this person is a stupid fucking cunt that I wish fucking would get AIDS, well, that's my opinion. It's not me making it's not a factual statement that you're not truly a cunt and, you know, you don't have AIDS. You know, I can't find a way to give it to you.
Sure.
So, you know, you know, so, I mean, you have to be cautious a little bit, but I mean, for the most part though, dude, you got to tell this. If you're looking to make money off a book, you're in it for the wrong reason. Same as fucking recording a record these days. You know, and I'm not looking to make a bunch of money with my book. For me, it's purging, and I know there's quite a few people that are interested in, you know, in me because I am a public figure and you know, been on radio for a lot of years in many formats and, you know, all that kind of shit. And there's a lot of people that always are like surprised when they hear shit. You know, I mean, you're not, because me and you know, we talk off the air more or less, you know, every day. So, you know, you're not, but there's a lot of people that are like surprised when they actually hear that I'm not fucking the fuck you man all the time.
All right. Well, there's a little bit more Rockin Metal Revival.
All right.
CMS stuff in there? Like,
there is, actually.
Like in the Kiss books, everybody talks about who got the bigger dick. So, I mean, you and Neeley, do you break out the thing there?
If
groundbreaking.
Neeley pulled out a yardstick. I pulled out an inch off of it. So, you know, I think Neeley wins that fucking battle.
Dang.
But,
what is that about?
He brought it up.
Wow. Nice.
Believe it or not, there is.
What's that?
I said, see, I didn't totally attack you at every turn.
Right.
Some CMS stuff in it, though. You know, I actually talk. Yeah, and I think you guys will be surprised because it's two of the more fun things that we've ever done show-wise. But I talked about how I'm generally not necessarily as thrilled as I once was with, you know, some of the attacking on Talking Metal and on the Rev and Black Metal Ray. I talked about how, you know, some of that shit was just straight out mean.
Yeah.
What?
No.
I did, dude. I'm telling you, man. I put it out there. Maybe I'm turning pussy. I don't know.
No. But I guess my
You are a lot happier though.
Yeah, dude.
You can hear it on the on your show that you're a lot happier. So
Yeah, well,
that's all that matters, bro.
That's all it really. And you know, I'm not one. It's not like all of a sudden you're going to get me doing the show talking about, you know, here comes a unicorn and he's got a rainbow that he's riding and he's full of Skittles. You know, I'm never going to be that kind of happy guy, but I like just being not bitter anymore. And, you know, I can still be dirty and I can still have fun. And, you know, without a wife, I can tell real stories about getting pussy, which is a whole lot more fun than, you know, that's a whole lot more fun than talking about, well, guess what my kids did this week, man? They got some...
Without a wife, I can talk about this. Wow.
What? Is that wrong?
No, it's just funny. I just find it funny.
It's true.
It is true.
Dude, believe me, I know that the show is a whole lot better and a whole lot more loose because there's no wife.
That's true. Absolutely.
No, and I mean, you saw it in action, and it was fucking horrendous.
Yeah, well, that's why the show has taken off as the way it has in the last year, is just because of the, you know, unabashed non-censoring yourself.
It's just fun now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's truly just fun, and it was fun before. Don't get me wrong; it was definitely fun before.
Yeah, but it wasn't so fun when you had to pay the price the next day or later that evening or later that morning.
It was always that morning. It was always literally get out of here at 3, and by 3:05 the fucking gloves were off.
Why? The war started.
Yeah, and then it was yelling at each other till 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's ridiculous.
It's fucking crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Get in trouble in high school.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know,
Well,
it's just fun, man.
does that mean that you're going to take down your Pinterest page?
Do I have one?
That's what we're wanting to know. I mean, all that crafting and stuff you must be doing now to fill up your time.
Well, you know, look, my next project is a quilting project, which will be coming along soon. Then I got a scrapbooking thing to do.
Scrapbooking with Chris.
Me, I'm really into baking. I like to bake.
Actually, I've learned how to cook in the last year, too. That's actually something, seriously, that I took on. You know, before I got divorced, I had never cooked anything that didn't say and cheese on the box. So, you know, now I actually cook, and, you know, cooking gets you laid.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't think people realize, is that if you can cook fairly decent, you can throw a steak to her, you can put one steak in one hole and then another steak in the same hole. Fucking great.
Wow, look at you. Always a motivating factor.
It's always about the pussy.
This is a motivational book.
Very, very much is.
I highly recommend picking it up. Motivating factors.
That's right.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you're talking. I'm not talking about cooking bacon, though.
Look, a medium rare to start, a well done to finish, right?
There you go. There you go.
Well, all right, brother. What else you got coming up?
You know,
When's the movie? When's the movie? Because I'm not reading 300 and something pages of shit, dude. Come on.
I don't know. Watch the Lifetime channel for scheduling, because that's seemingly, when I was working with a publisher, that's what they wanted to craft me a little bit towards, was writing a more happy time book.
Maybe the O Network.
The Lifetime channel for women.
Yeah, for women.
Right.
And me.
So were they trying to gear your book toward women?
You know, they were... Dude, it's weird because they really weren't trying to craft me too hard in the editing when we were doing the editing together. They weren't really trying to change the interior of the book. I mean, they wanted me to flesh out some stuff, you know, and some of it I found to be ridiculous. Like, they wanted page after page after page about, you know, individual people. You know, like you know how my friend Ed took me to Atlantic City.
Right.
And, well, they wanted me to write like 5 pages of how I knew Ed and my relationship with Ed, and you know, so that, and I was like, why? What does it matter? That's not what this chapter's about.
Right.
You know, the chapter's transitional. You know, the chapter's about fucking going from being depressed to doing this fucking crazy thing to not being so depressed because I did this crazy thing. You know, it has nothing to do with Ed other than he was the facilitator.
Sure.
Of which he got credit.
Well, how did you know Ed, and where did he come into the picture, and how come you relied on him, and why?
That was it.
Yeah,
that was it. And I told that. You know, I mean, I told it. I told it in like a paragraph.
Sure.
Oh, you know, I've known him for 20 years, and he was in bands, and blah 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 blah, and you know, and out, you know, and they wanted all this extended stuff. I was like, I don't know. It was almost like they were writing a movie and needed, you know, background for the script. But I mean, as far as the interior of the book, I don't think that they were trying too hard. I'll be fair, they weren't trying to change that too hard. The whole hang up was the cover. It was the cover. They didn't like my name, and they didn't like my cover art at all. And I wasn't willing to give on it. Just period. I was not willing to give it to them. I would rather walk away and leave the money on the table and do it my way. And that's what I did.
All right there, Frank Sinatra. You did it your way.
Dude, I did. I mean, and you've seen the cover, haven't you?
Yeah, I did. I saw it.
It looks cool, right?
I think so.
I mean, I get why they didn't think it was happy, but yeah, because it's not. It looks like what my year was, a fucking raging drunken mess.
Sure.
But so be it. You know, that's what the book is. It's about that year.
Nathan from Kentucky, Chris's second book, 2 pieces of meat, 1 hole.
Oh my God. Picture of a back of a girl's head with me standing in front of her holding a steak.
2 girls, 1 cup.
There it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that me and Oprah.
Yeah.
We're going to sit down and have a chat.
Yeah, when are you going to get on Oprah?
I can't wait for today on Oprah, Chris Aiken, Book of the Month Club.
You know what it'll be? It'll be me.
How much do you hate Oprah because she's black?
Well, that's why I hate her.
Yeah.
Since I'm a racist anyway for not liking Obama, I'm just going to say it. I hate Oprah because she's black.
Right.
Obama, too.
Right.
That's why I hate them both, because they're black.
Right.
Dancing onto Ellen's stage.
There you go.
I will pay big dollars. I will go all the way to California to watch that.
That would be interesting. But,
so, you still doing pit? Are you still doing Pit Riff? What's going on?
Pit Riff is still going, although I haven't been very, very active on it for the last 6 months because obviously I've been writing other stuff other than CD reviews. But it's still active, and you know, now that the book is done, I'm gonna probably fire that up a little bit. But you know, I have all kinds of projects going on. CMS is obviously growing and still doing well, so I have that going on. I have my business going on. I'm opening a Pinball Hall of Fame and Museum, Pinball and Gaming Museum in Pittsburgh in middle of 2014.
Cool.
Did you get a KISS one yet?
You got a KISS one?
Yeah, we've got 2 KISS ones. We've got the one from '76, and then we've got the one from the reunion tour.
Nice.
Cool.
So we do have KISS pinball machines and Guns N' Roses and AC/DC and The Who and you know all kinds of band stuff. But and then I've been asked by the great guitarist Billy Morris to write with him. So I might be writing that as well. So there's all kinds of shit going on in my world.
All right, hey Bud, where can they get the book? Is it going to be available everywhere?
It's going to be available in major bookstores and Amazon.com and iTunes. If you're like an ebook guy, it'll be on Amazon or iTunes for that. Amazon, you can always buy it. I'm going to start doing pre-orders for the book. If anybody wants my dumb signature on it, they can pre-order them at my website. That'll be up by the 1st of December, which is ChrisAikenBooks.com.
Okay, because you know you're going to have to sign ours.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know there's quite a few.
You know he's going to teabag those books before he sends them.
How come it's good?
Is that what you're going to do, Chris?
I'm going to teabag the book. That's right.
Teabag it.
That's right. I'm going to open it right to the middle and stick my balls in it.
Right.
I probably will now with Red and Jerry since they brought it up.
Make sure they're nice and greasy.
That's right.
Look, there'll be a ball prints right in the middle of the book.
We're all stuck together.
What the fuck, man?
All right, brother.
This book smells like salt.
Well, we're gonna get back to the music. We appreciate having you on the show, and
Good luck, man.
Yeah, good luck with the book, and
awesome.
and I've always wanted to say this: hail and kill, and fuck you, pal.
Hand job. Yeah.
Wow, what a dream come true.
Wow.
I always wanted to say this.
Well, really? Did you want to say it outside of the CMS?
I always wanted to say this.
I always wanted to, too. Try it.
Here's my opportunity.
I'm going to try it right now. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.
Wow.
Hope he got what I just did. That was something.
That was something.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I always love being on the show, and I do love the show, so don't stop doing it just because these fucking faggots won't listen as much as they should be.
Well, as long as you're...
Who are you making reference to?
These faggots that aren't listening. Exactly who I said. If you're not listening, you're a faggot. Listen.
Right.
Metal Revival.
Sure. They ought to get a shirt now. If you don't listen to Rockin Metal Revival, you're a faggot.
Right.
Chris Aiken.
Yeah, a little tagline for
Right.
me on the bottom of it.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
We just do it to entertain you. We're like, what's Chris going to think of that one?
Yeah, it should be. What else is there except me?
Exactly.
All right, fellas.
All right. We want to thank our buddy Chris Aiken for coming on the show, and check his book out. I think it's going to be a good read.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the movie, like I said. But hey, you let me know how it ends.
I will.
Okay.
And make sure you listen to him on the Classic Metal Show.
Oh yeah, that show's awesome.
And Neeley, we're just busting your balls because we like you, dude. If we didn't like you,
yeah,
we wouldn't even mention you.
Yeah. Who?
Wow, I feel honored. Feel honored.
They like you, dude.
Apparently.
Look at Nathan. If we pay a few extra, will you throw in a few pubes?
Right.
Yuck.
Like a 1950s porno mag.
Yeah, that's really gross, but yes, Nathan. $5 extra, I will.
Yeah, throw in some pubes.
Fuck. Why not?
I
I grew my hair out long in the last year. I'll start cutting pieces off for $1 a fucking strand.
Right.
Why not?
This book's got me by the short and curlies.
That's right. I just cut it off my head and curl them up a little bit.
This book has got me by the short and curlies. In fact, you can get the special edition with some of those short and curlies of your own.
Limited edition.
Right.
Only $35.
Right.
Huh?
Nelly.
Wendell Nelly.
All right.
Is he the one who sings that song? Is that what he was singing to Veronica about how to take your clothes off?
It's hot in here.
Yeah.
Right.
That's probably what they were listening to.
I don't even know why I know that song.
Yeah.
Right.
You're a whore.
Yeah, I
You
am.
used to dance strip to that, didn't you, at the club?
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, long time ago. All right. We got to get the fuck out of here. It's getting stupider and stupider by the moment.
It is.
My hangover's coming back.
Is it really?
All right, buddy. Like I said, thanks to Chris Aiken. Nice playlist, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the big thumbs up on that one.
I threw it together really fast.
All right.
So
until next time, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and send some requests.
Yeah, and make sure you get them in for our Christmas show.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we might just do a salute to the elder.
Yeah.
You never,
dude. We could. We find everybody who's ever covered a song off of Elder.
Trust me, I've got plenty of.
I know. I bet you do. I bet you do.
Yeah. So, all right. Until next time, peace. I'm out of here. I need something for this.
Go get something. Yeah, I'm out of here too.
Here's our theme song for today, Steel Panther.
And words to live by, especially when you're trying to explain it to your significant other.
A compelling radio.
It's good stuff.
Well, there you go, Chris. Big spotlight on Rockin Metal Revival.
There it is. My first book interview.
Look at you.
Yeah, there'll be more.
You'll be out there on the You'll be out there on the press junket.
I wonder if my publicist will charge me for that interview.
I don't know.
I got you that one. Not really, but
nice.
You did an interview. You owe me.
Right. All right. Well, book comes out January 9th.
January 13th.
Oh, 13th. The 13th. Yep.
January 13th. People can pre-order it if they want it signed. They can pre-order it now. But you're still going to get it January 13th. But feel free if you want it over at chrisaikenbooks.com.
And how did you decide January 13th?
Second Monday, Tuesday, whatever day that is. You know, I didn't want it. I didn't want to put it out right after New Year's. You know, I wanted to have a couple of weeks after, and I wanted to have at least one show of the CMS before I had it out.
Okay.
So I could put it out there for real. But yeah, it's going to be cool. I mean, it's going to be on Amazon. It's going to be on all the foreign Amazon stuff too, because I know we have a lot of foreign people that listen, you know, all over the globe.
Sure.
And it's going to be on pretty much if you have Amazon .de.fr. You know, whatever it is.
.fu.
.co.uk, all that stuff. Yeah, .fu for Tim James. If you have an Amazon that you can buy stuff from, it will be available there. But if you wanted to, the only way you're getting it signed is if you buy it off my website, because I basically have to get the books first and sign them.
Sure.
So chrisaikenbooks.com right now if you want one, and I will sign them. And I have this big stack of CDs and stuff, and anybody that I recognize as a CMS listener, I'm going to probably just stuff the box with CDs and
there
shit.
You go.
Too, so.
Wow, look at you. Might get a bonus.
You just might.
You might get a bonus.
You know I ain't going to keep the CDs,
right.
So might as well give them to the people that are supporting me.
Sure.
Why not?
All right. All right, dude. Well, we got to get into Pat Badger.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Of Extreme.
Yes.
What is he promoting?
He is working on a new band just called Badger. It's his own band. And, you know, he's doing it like the new school way. He's doing it through the funding thing and, you know, releasing a bunch of shit that's pretty cool if you're an Extreme fan, you know, that you can get for the various, you know, the various amounts of money that you donate to the cause. You get different shit.
And what happened to our good friend Chuck Negron?
What do you mean?
What happened to that? He was promoting that, and Chuck Albright, and he was going to get him on the show, and he was going to do press and have a new album and blah, 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 and then he disappeared. Do you think maybe somehow he got wind of our whole Chuck Negron's cock conversation? I don't know, to be honest with you, but I never saw any more press releases about it or anything. I never did either. And I mean, I was on it the day that they put it out there. Yeah, and he said, well, we'll do it after the album. Yeah, which was dumb. Because they were trying to raise the money. Yeah, and I was like, well, we want to do it. We're in.